subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
We all know Tata Group. In fact, the group has gained enormous admiration over the years, and Tata Steel is a group company. If you look into the Tata Steel website, you'll find that they have declared they have been consistently ranked among the top 5 steel companies in the DJSI. DJSI is Dow Jones Sustainability Index Corporate Sustainability Assessment since 2016. Apart from this, they have also mentioned about being a most valuable metals and mining brand by the Brand Finance. Then they have mentioned about CII ranking. They have also mentioned about Steel Sustainability Champion 2020 by the World Steel. On the other hand, the Industry 1 Sector Expert Appraisal Committee of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, chaired by Dr. C.N. Pandey, in fact, Professor, which has observed that some major violations committed by an integrated steel plant of Tata Steel Long Products Limited in Adityapur industrial area of Jharkhand. Basically, the industry increased its production capacity in 2010-11 without informing the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, without taking a prior environmental clearance as per the EIA notification 2006, without taking consent to establish, without taking consent to operate from the State Pollution Control Board. And the matter was found by the ministry's EAC, Expert Appraisal Committee, in 2021. That means a violation of around 10 years or maybe more than 10 years. So this took us to look into a Tata company's reporting on the EC compliance report. Today I am talking about their Tata Steel's Bara, if I am pronouncing it correctly, BARA, Bara unit in Jamshedpur in the East Singhbhum district of Jharkhand. The environmental clearance was granted in 2007, 7th August 2007. Then the unit or the industry got an EC for expansion of the CRMC. CRM is cold rolling mill complex, and it was granted in 2015. 15th September 2015. Now we picked the second compliance report of the calendar year 2021. As I have apprised you that as per the EIA notification 2006, any project or any industry which obtains an EC has to submit compliance reports twice, in fact 2 compliance reports in one calendar year. One in latest by 1st June, the second one latest by 1st December. So the 1st December one we have selected, the second one we have selected. And I am going to share some of the findings. In fact, we have published this in our print edition of 9th February 2022. Now, looking at the Greenbelt data, the company Tata Steel says that they planted 10,850 saplings till the reported date. Now, as most other companies, they have also not mentioned what is the rate of survival of these plants, what is the growth status of the plants, what is the year-wise plantation, like 2015-16, 2016-17. So that annual year-wise plantation data, that is missing. There is no data on what is the cost involved. Then there is a condition of wildlife conservation. The company Tata Steel has stated that they submitted a wildlife conservation plan to the state authority in 2016, and the state authority approved the plan in November 2017. But even today, in 2021, in fact, the company Tata Steel still says that they will implement the plan. They have not implemented, they have not confirmed that they have implemented as of yet. Then there is a specific condition related to water conservation, which talks about exploring use of air cooled condensers and closed circuit cooling system so that the water consumption could be reduced, and then the water requirement shall be modified as per the findings. Now, Tata Steel has maintained a complete silence in its report regarding the conformity to this particular condition. Then there are 3 points where you will understand that there is a requirement of EC correction. Now, first one is about the standards with respect to GSR 414. GSR is a general statutory rule. Second is about fly ash. In both these cases, they have said that these are not applicable to their CRM complex. They don't use coal and therefore they don't generate ash. Similarly, there is a condition of CREP, Corporate Responsibility for Environment Protection. CREP also, they have said that there is no specific recommendation under CREP for the cold rolling mills. Nevertheless, an ethical company like Tata Steel can always exemplify to create a CREP guideline on its own and not only influence the whole steel sector but the whole country. Well, that's different, but at least why Tata Steel didn't go to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and get the EC rectified on these 3 points? There is a provision. Next comes the data related to noise and air. In the noise data, they have mentioned that April 2021 and May 2021, the nighttime data was not monitored because there was a problem of lockdown due to COVID. The COVID lockdown was there. But at the same time, the air quality data of April 2021 exceeds significantly, particularly in the case of particulate matter 10, PM10. So they have not mentioned anything. In fact, the data shows that the PM10 for the month April 2021 has increased by 66% than the limit specified in the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. But Tata Steel has not given any kind of reasoning, any explanation on why it has exceeded to such a high extent. Then the emission data. They've given a one-page tabulated form of data for the period of April to September 2021. Now, it is given under the heading of Manual Stack Monitoring Report. It is not a report, it is just some selected data, and it talks about particulate matters. The data is as low as 5.05 milligram per NMQ. Let me tell you that Bureau of Indian Standards specifications, if it is a manual monitoring, then it is IS 11255. Now, it does not specify any minimum detection limit, but such a low concentration like 5 milligram per NMQ data in case of stack monitoring or air emission data for particulate matters is very rare, and without a complete test report, on the line of the BIS specifications, it is very difficult to come to conclusion whether it has to be accepted, such data has to be accepted or not. Because in that case, you have to mention what is the stack velocity, what is the operational load of the plant which was monitored at that point of time. Now, like many other companies, particularly the MSMEs, Tata Steel also did not enclose any compliance note with respect to the consent to operate or authorization. In fact, they have not enclosed any manifests or Form 10 pertaining to the hazardous waste disposal. They have not given any data particularly the quantification of data with respect to how much hazardous waste was generated, how much was disposed, and how much was in store. Rather, they have just given a test report of some Ramkey enviro engineers from Udaipur, which mentions as a note that the report cannot be produced without written permission of Ramkey. Now, does such type of notes hold significance in case of a public document which has to be displayed in the public domain? Then another one is that the company Tata Steel has not enclosed the whole of the public liability insurance document. They have just enclosed 2 pages. Why I'm saying this is because most of the times the insurance companies generally exclude some important points with respect to hazardous waste from their scope. Now, to conclude, I would like to say that Tata Steel should ponder on the missing points to walk its talk of respecting environment, caring communities, and demonstrating high ethical standards.